You think hard work pays off. That effort equals results. You've been sold a lie. Right now, millions of people are working harder than you and getting nowhere. And in the next 10 minutes, I'll prove that hard work is the most dangerous myth keeping you poor. By the end of this video, you'll understand why hard work without strategy is just suffering with good PR. This isn't pessimism. This is backed by economic data, sociology research, and studies from Harvard, Princeton, and Stanford. And once you see how success actually works, every time someone tells you to just work harder, every success story that credits hustle, every failure you blamed on not trying enough, all of it becomes questionable. But before we get there, let me tell you about a study that tracked hard workers for 30 years and found something devastating. In 1978, researchers started tracking 5,000 American workers. They measured hours worked, effort levels, and career outcomes over 3 decades. The goal? Prove that hard work leads to success. The results? No correlation. People in the top income bracket didn't work significantly harder than people in the bottom. Many worked fewer hours. The hardest workers in the study, those putting in 60, 70, 80-hour weeks, were often stuck in low-wage jobs. Janitors working 2 shifts, nurses pulling doubles, retail workers with 3 jobs, exhausted, broke, working themselves to death. Most people believe hard work is the key to success. Put in the hours. Make the sacrifices. Earn your way up. It's the foundation of the American dream. Work hard and you'll make it. But here's what's really happening. Hard work is necessary but not sufficient. And the system is designed to keep you working hard in the wrong places so you never realize the game is rigged from the start. You're not failing because you're not working hard enough. Hard work only pays off if you're working in a leveraged system. Naval Ravikant broke this down perfectly. There are 3 types of leverage: labor, capital, and code media. Labor means hiring people. Capital means using money. Code and media mean creating things that scale infinitely. If you're trading your time for money, no matter how hard you work, you're capped. There are only 24 hours in a day. You can't work hard enough to become wealthy in a linear system. A surgeon works incredibly hard, years of training, life or death decisions, 80-hour weeks. They make $400,000 a year. Great income. But the surgeon is still trading time for money. A mediocre app developer builds a tool over 6 months, barely working 30 hours a week. The app scales to 1 million users. They make 10 million. Same effort. No, but 25 times the outcome. Because one has leverage. Think about the hardest worker you know. Your parent working 2 jobs. Your friend grinding at a startup for equity that'll never pay out. Your colleague staying late every night for a 3% raise. They're not failing because they're lazy. They're failing because they're working hard in systems that don't reward hard work. They reward ownership, scalability, and access to capital. Hard work in a non-leveraged position is just expensive time, wasting. You're optimizing the wrong variable, and the people benefiting from your hard work know it. But it gets worse. The circumstances you're born into matter more than any amount of effort. Raj Chetty at Harvard analyzed 20 million Americans' economic outcomes. He tracked people from birth to age 30, measuring how much their parents' income predicted their own. If you're born in the bottom 20% of income, you have a 5% chance of reaching the top 20% no matter how hard you work. If you're born in the top 20%, you have a 40% chance of staying there, even if you don't work hard at all. Birth zip code is a better predictor of success than SAT scores, GPA, or work ethic. But here's the cruel part. Poor people work harder. They work multiple jobs, longer hours, more physically demanding work. And they stay poor. Rich people work fewer hours on average, have more vacation time, and their work is less physically taxing. And they stay rich, because hard work doesn't overcome structural disadvantage. Access to networks does. Inherited capital does. The ability to take risks without catastrophic failure does. Think about 2 kids. Same intelligence, same work ethic. One has parents who can fund their business idea, absorb the losses, introduce them to investors. The other has parents who need their kid to help pay rent. Who succeeds? Not the harder worker, the one with infrastructure. Hard work is the tax poor people pay for not having capital, and the system needs you to believe it's fair. Because if you knew the truth, companies profit from your belief in hard work while limiting your rewards. Amazon warehouse workers are monitored by AI. Their productivity is tracked to the second. They walk 15 miles per shift. They skip bathroom breaks to meet quotas. Peak hard work. Peak efficiency. Average wage, $31,000 a year. Jeff Bezos's wealth increased by $75 billion during the pandemic. That's $25 billion per month, $25 million per day, $5 million per hour. He's not working 274,000 times harder than his warehouse workers. He owns the system they work in. This is true everywhere. Corporate America worships hustle culture because it extracts maximum value from employees while minimizing compensation. Work hard, get pizza parties, and growth opportunities. Meanwhile, shareholders capture the actual gains. A McKinsey study found that worker productivity has increased 77% since 1979, while wages have increased only 12%. All that extra work, it went to profits and executive compensation. Think about your last performance review. You worked late, took on extra projects, crushed your goals. You got a 4% raise, barely beating inflation, your company's profits up 23%, your CEO's bonus up 40%. You worked harder. They got richer. That's not a bug. That's the design. Hard work is the marketing campaign capitalism runs to justify inequality. They need you to believe success is earned, not distributed. Because if you realized hard work isn't the problem, you'd start asking about the system. So, what do? Here's the truth about hard work. It's necessary, but not sufficient. Effort matters. But direction, leverage, and circumstances matter more. Working hard in the wrong system just makes you tired and poor. What does this mean for you? Stop glorifying effort. Start evaluating systems. Ask, does this work scale? Do I own the output? Is there a ceiling on my returns? Work hard on things that compound skills that transfer, assets you own, networks that open doors. This isn't depressing. It's strategic. You're not lazy for refusing to grind yourself into dust for a 3% raise. You're rational. The hardest working people in history were slaves. Hard work wasn't their problem. Ownership was. Work smart first, work hard second. And never work hard for someone else's leverage while they tell you it's character building. Hard work is a tool. Make sure you're the one holding it, not the one being beaten with it. So, in 10 minutes, I destroyed your faith in hard work and hopefully redirected it toward strategy. If this changed how you see success, hit that like button. And if you want to see your belief in meritocracy destroyed next, that video drops next week. I'm going to prove that talent and effort don't determine who wins. The rules do. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you there.